Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, and my friends, today we're talking the Big Guilty Gear Strive patch winners and losers. And I gotta say, I've been doing this kind of video now for many years on YouTube, and this patch, above all else, above every other game I've covered, I feel is like the most outstanding for the cast as a whole, winning. Like, is there even a loser in this patch? I don't know. Even characters on paper you think got it bad, like say Leo. Leo's got a million new combo routes in the corner. He's got new stuff to play with. The air changes really work out in his favor. So like, I don't know, man. At worst, I'd say maybe neutral. Like, pretty much everybody got good stuff. The cast as a whole has been elevated for the most part above where they were before. Some characters more than others, yes. So this time around, I don't know if it's so much winners and losers, or simply people who won and people who won more. So with that said and that in mind, that's how we're going to break down today's video. Not so much just here's winners, here's losers, because once again, I don't really believe there's much in the way of losers in this patch. It's more who won and who won more, so that's how we're going to break it down. Who won and who won more. So that all said, let's talk about the people who won more. So Ramlethal has fully gotten away with murder, is really all I can say. Already debatably one of the best characters in the game, and when the patch notes originally came out, people were saying nerf, 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 the character's nerfed. And the reality of it is she's the single most buff character in this patch. That's my opinion on the matter. I guess you feel free to disagree, but I don't really see how you can. So Ramlethal, man, where to even start? Like the change to her quarter circle back kick. So that's the big flippy-doo. Flippy-doo, well, it's no longer an overhead, which is a nerf, yes. But it's also plus on block. And plus on block to me matters way more than if it's an overhead, considering how slow it is. If it was fast, sure, whatever, maybe. But this move is much more valuable as plus on block. And on top of it being plus on block, it does allow for natural combos. As you can see, and you go in like Daro or whatever from there. And it also wall bounces. So if for whatever reason you struggled at all to convert in the corner with Ramlethal, it's all the easier yet. You can use 6HS to get your first wall bounce, and then quarter circle back kick for another wall bounce, and just go from there. So this move, plus on block, can combo, and wall bounces in combos. Like, this move went from being, debatably worthwhile to very worthwhile, and the air version now crosses up way better than it ever did before. So left-right mix in the air and a bevy of bonuses on the ground. The fact that hit 1 and hit 2 of the Rekka series are both dash cancelable and special cancelable is huge. Like, the amount of combo freedom and expression she has gained in this patch is crazy. And there's a lot of high execution stuff you can be doing as well. Like the fact that you can just keep going to the Rekka over and over and over. Hit number 1, hit 1, 2, into hit 1, into hit 1, into hit 1, 2, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Like, it can be distracting, and this all juggles and all that kind of stuff, right? It's all disconcerting, I guess. It'll take time to tell the full breadth of what's going to be possible with a lot of this stuff, but it's one of the, if not the most significant change in and of itself in the patch. It's bananas. She obviously benefits a lot as well from the universal changes. Everyone does, although some more than others. But overall, I don't know what I was expecting for Ramlethal changes, but it certainly wasn't this and all the strength and power that comes with it. There's more changes, sure, but these are the ones that really stick out like a sore thumb, because these are massive buffs, and massive buffs is definitely not anyone thought Ramlethal was gonna get. Keeping in our giant winner category, Giovanna absolutely has to be in here. Now, when the patch hit day 1, it was a little confusing. Like, yeah, we knew she had like the better dash and stall attacks. Like, she can attack faster out of her dash. That's great. But it looked like she lost some of her classic combo routes due to some changes with how stand kick worked and all that. And some people were pretty bummed. But I'm here to tell you that she got maybe the most out of the universal changes, like the air changes, out of everyone. And yes, I know, the air changes help her out a lot too. But Giovanna, it revolutionizes everything about her versus just making what she already did kind of better. So if you saw the video from the other day on the channel, Giovanna, she can like really mess up the day of the big characters now, right? Thanks to her new combo structure. And yeah, granted, that's only a few characters in the game, 3 specifically. But what makes all that work? Well, that specific combo isn't universal. A lot of what makes it go is universal. So say tiny Milia. Milia definitely doesn't have a big, hurt box like Potemkin, Goldos, or whatever, right? And she's crouching, so the old combo not going to work, right? Well, here's the thing. Due to some already existing properties, like her close slash forces standing, in case you didn't know, on counter hit. It also pops you high up on counter hit, so much so that I can hit you on the way up with my jump heavy slash. And now, due to the changes, I can jump heavy slash and then go to air dust, thanks to the new Gatling system added in the patch. And then all of a sudden, I get a lot of corner carry on a thin, small character that's crouching. Oh, and that was only like half life, meterless, All I got was a simple counter hit. And if it's, mid-screen, that's not bad. Am I playing Giovanna or am I playing Potemkin? And I didn't spend a single meter to do any of that. So the potential thanks to these changes is significant. I just really want to stress that. These are the universal changes, going, heavy slash, the jump D, air dashing, jump D, all that kind of stuff. But these universal changes lead to a lot. Like a lot. Basically, Giovanna's whole combo structure probably has to be rethought at this point. And a bunch of other little stuff too, like 6P floats the enemy higher, so you can get that now in situations where you might not have otherwise. So it's just a little bit more damage, just doesn't slam them to the ground immediately. But yeah, Giovanna's combo structure is the real winner. She's going to be able to do so much more damage across the board with the combination of all the aerial changes and the fact that she can attack like out of a dash frame 1 now. As far as I can tell, before it would take like, I don't know the exact number, but like 6, 7, or 8 so frames before you can attack. Now you can do it frame 1. So these things just open up the world. Her damage potential has gone way up. Our next category is winners who maybe shouldn't have won because they were pretty strong already. So Nagoriyuki, I made a whole video about it. Check the end of this video if you want to watch that video. But suffice to say, Nagoriyuki also got basically the world when maybe he didn't need it to begin with. The clone projectile is so much faster and better, goes full screen, destroys projectiles better than it did before, is always plus on block now. Not only like from the old gimmick of canceling into the teleport, it's just plus on block, period. So if you make them block this at any range where you can strike them at him with a button, you're always going to win. Due to changes to his moves, he has all new combos, and he has all new frame trap setups. He's got a lot to work with. Once again, check the video at the end of this video to see all of the Nagoriyuki stuff in detail. Soul. So Soul got buffed. Like, he lost some corner damage, I guess. But the new and improved Bandit Revolver more than makes up for it. The fact that you now choose when the second hit's going to happen, either hit can counter hit, and it works with his combos. Let's use Stand Heavy Slash as an example here. If you manage to connect with Stand Heavy Slash as a counter hit, you can go into Bandit Revolver. And from there, it's a restand effectively, so you can just recombo. Pretty good chunk of change off a counter hit for a button that often counter hits. And yeah, his combo structure due to this is also getting better. The Bandit Bringer, the fact that it's just been buffed so much, yeah, he lost some damage in some old combo routes, but he's gaining all new combo routes to make up for it. And those combo routes are working mid-screen versus corner only. So that can be very deadly. So all in all, like, I kind of consider him better off than he was. When talking other notable winners, we got to talk someone like Anji. Anji got a lot, even in just some of the simple changes. Like, stand slash, crouch slash, natural combo into Fujin is a big deal. Because that just helps his neutral. It makes him a bit more of a threat. Compound it with other buffs he's had in the past, you know, Fujin just getting scarier in general. Just the basic stuff working for him now is great. The basics is the most important part of any fighting game, and having this is a true blessing. Now top that off with some of the other significant changes, specifically the combination of the throw distance being just a little bit different, combined with the newer, faster, better butterfly, it creates some scary situations for you. So something like this scenario here. It's your basic throw and the butterfly. As we showed previously in the visual guide, if you want to do some sort of like invincible reversal out of there, it's actually not going to kind of work out in your favor. Because your invincibility, unless it's like a super would have a lot of invincibility, regular reversals don't have enough invincibility and they literally get tagged by the butterfly. So that kind of stuff, it doesn't save you. And the base mix is this. It kind of leaves you at the perfect distance to just kind of get bopped. So you can do quick dash dust. You can do a quick dash and do some sort of low. Just mix and match as you please. And while the enemy is waiting to know which one's going to happen, if you happen to guess wrong, hey, no worries, because the old butterfly basically covers your mistake for you, right? And if it hits, then it's combo time. As it stands, there's sort of a perfect distance for this kind of stuff. If you dash in and dust too close, it'll keep them in that state there, kind of pops you up, and when the butterfly lands, it'll juggle you. But if you hit like the perfect distance, it'll actually leave you standing, which is actually much more valuable and you get much better combos. The lows, whatever. The lows work the same way you think they would. But just bear that in mind. But yeah, so his mix-up game's better, his neutral game's better. Ko got all sorts of craziness, all sorts of wild buffs, and new combos are possible, as shown in the visual guide, as we already went over. Thanks to that, Anji, as I keep saying, he's eating good. Another notable winner is Potemkin. Now, Potemkin actually lost very big in one way. His damage. A lot of combos, especially combos that in some way use Garuda, and especially the combos that use Garuda with Roman cancels, those combos have lost like 50 to 70 damage. So that's not nothing. But their damage changes are across the board, so I'm not really going to hold that specifically against him, even though his is a lot more profound than pretty much everyone else's. But the quality of life changes. Naturally, of course, 6p being special cancelable, that means so much. And if you watch the visual guide, you got the option select. So check out that video where you always get Heavenly Potemkin Buster on counter hit and never if it gets blocked. So that's some pretty alright damage, right? So just that and that alone helps out a lot. A lot. This is not really a tool you had to work with before, besides just the absolute basics, and now you can get some big boy damage off of it. And if you like the fact that you had the hard knockdown, like that doesn't go away. You can just not special cancel it if you don't want it, right? So if you like the old utility before, it's still there. It's just only upside now. Also, it's hard to tell in the patch notes when you just read it, but they changed the hurt box on his stand heavy slash and his forward heavy slash, and those changes are pretty significant. So have a gander here. This is before and after. This is stand heavy slash, and this is forward heavy slash. And the part where you can hit Potemkin on both the moves is pretty decently moved backwards. So you can toss these moves out with more impunity than you could before, and just kind of be happy with the results. Now, due to the universal changes, Potemkin can now do a double butt stomp. Naturally, that's among the most important changes in the game, because who does not want double butt stomp, right? Due to the Roman cancel changes for throws, things like backdash in the corner and Potemkin buster, that's a pretty common defensive tactic, right? And now, before you always had to, if you were going to Roman cancel, toss them forward. Now, you don't have to. So if you purple Roman cancel when he does the wind up to throw you forward, it now tosses him, or rather the opponent, behind you, so you get to keep the corner. Before, this was never possible. So it makes those like desperation scenarios of backdash into buster a lot better, because you control the enemy and where they are. You don't need to do any side switch gimmicks or anything like that. You just have it built in now. So the damage nerf, it sucks. It sucks. If you are a fan, like I am, of Garuda setups and Garuda gimmicks, you are losing a good chunk of damage in those scenarios. But the other stuff, the quality of life changes, they're definitely very nice, and overall, pretty happy with Potemkin in the patch. So when it comes to other notable winners in the patch, we do have to talk about Faust as well. Some of the more obvious stuff, yes, like the new Afro install, as it were, where if you get the Afro, then all of a sudden your bag bomb is a lot better than it ever was. It does more hits, it's a guard break, does a lot more chip damage, it can't hit you if you're nearby, all positive. So it gives you a much stronger projectile to work with. We made a whole video dedicated to it, but his command grab game got way better, like infinitely better almost. His command grab, like you don't want to ever get hit by command grab, I guess, but his command grab you extra don't want to get hit by it now. You can also feel free to check out the video. I'll link it at the end of this video if you want a lot of details. But suffice to say, you get safe jumps, you get cross-ups. You can also get fake setups. Since Faust is allowed to aim his dash up or down just a little bit, you can do it so your move will whiff, and then you can land and do another command grab. So if you just want those kind of gimmicks of throw over and over and over, that is a very possible thing you can do. But yeah, the command grab change, I really just want to hammer it home, is incredibly significant. It gives him a lot more to work with. And that's hardly all. The 6P change, due to the fact it sends the enemy back less than it did before, we got new combo routes. So we can do this and go into mix. And then if we aim our mix, because you are allowed to control them properly, you can get a little bit of a combo. So, you know, mid-screen damage is not exactly a strong point. So just being able to get a little bit more, especially off the old down kick string, is pretty good. These kind of things combined with the fact he's definitely one of the characters that benefits the most from having a frame shaved off his stand punch, because he was in the 6-framer club and that wasn't working for him. Better anti-air and just better all-around stuff to work with for crouching S. That's fantastic. Less undesirable items from the item toss. So if you get that donut or banana, then you're less likely to get another donut or banana. And if you do have a banana, then it's a chance you'll get the banana peel instead. So just across the board, dude's got it quite a bit. Now, is he anywhere near the top tier? No, of course not, right? He still will probably struggle in a few matches, but Faust definitely got a lot. And when it comes to everyone else, once again, I think they're winners. Maybe just not on the level as the characters we've talked about previously. Like, yes, Ino. The new air routes definitely help her out quite a bit, but they don't revolutionize her gameplay like it does for Giovanna, in my opinion. Someone like Chip. You know, people think Chip's nerfed because this is just a smidge slower, but like here's a route that technically was possible before, but it was just kind of difficult, right? Now it's super easy. And it leads to all sorts of fun gimmicks and cross-ups now, right? So these are alternate corner routes you can take, and you get fun little stuff. And yes, that can easily hit same side as well. And there's a lot you can do with it. And his mid-screen combos are much better now, as I've learned. Like, that's pretty much corner to corner, right? So that's pretty decent. So Chip, he lost a little bit, but he's definitely gained stuff. Some of the changes that are nerfs and buffs, someone like an Axel, right? Axel, he now gets so much more off his jump S, right? If he gets any kind of counter hit, he can now get anywhere like 20 to 35%, depending on how aware he is and his spacing and how much meter he has to work with. But the hurt box got a little bit worse, meaning, while it is very difficult for a lot of characters that struggle against Axel to still do anything about it, they, if they have the knowledge, can now do something about it. And someone like a Gold Lewis, due to his change to his level 2 machine gun speed up, this is now an actual conversion he can get. Not level 1, but, you know, them's the breaks, I guess, right? So some people, there's still struggle matches, but some of the more lopsided matches like this specific match should be a little more reasonable. Axel has a lot of new tools to play with, but those tools are a little bit more manageable, and some of the people who die under his pressure maybe can fight back just a little bit better. And for a lot of other characters, I know some of the changes aren't sexy and cool, but they matter a lot. Like, let me give you one Kai situation. Since a lot of people, they've talked to me and they mentioned, you know, they're not as impressed with like faster recovery. Well, let me show you a moment where you should be impressed. So throw and into heavy projectile. Before, Kai was dead in this situation. There was no way out. As soon as Ramlethal saw the heavy projectile going, oh, free super, guaranteed damage, he can't recover in time. However, the recovery now is so much better on the heavy fireball. Situations like this, Kai no longer has to fear. He can actually safely apply the pressure and know he's got it. He doesn't have to worry. And like I said, before, like certain characters, they see this charge up, oh, he's dead. Like guaranteed he's dead, right? But now, that makes that stronger. That makes the throw more valuable, right? Because technically there's no change to the throw itself, but now that this is guaranteed and there's no reversal that can stop it, that makes the throw much more valuable as well. So sometimes the little stuff is the stuff that doesn't always get appreciated. Maybe it doesn't, you know, make him say, you know, Kai has the craziest changes in the game or nothing, but it's very strong, and each little tick, each little buff like this truly does matter. Anyways, my friends, that is my winners and losers video for the Guilty Gear Strive patch. Honestly, I don't really consider anyone a loser. If I had to pick someone, I guess it would be Leo. And still, even then, Leo got stuff. It's just he also got a little bit of a nerf as well, and I don't know if the new stuff makes up for the nerf. At best, I would say, or even at worst, I would say, he's kind of neutral. He's kind of just where he was, and just being where he was is still one of the best characters in the game. So that's not a bad place to be. But for effectively everybody else, even the characters you think shouldn't have gotten buffs, they all got buffs. So this is just a great patch. Just everyone got tuned up. This is kind of the dream patch. Lots of people say we always want, you know, no nerfs, just buffs. Well, that's the closest this patch is, basically. Like, compared to any other major patch in any other fighting game in the last few years, this is the most just buffs, no nerfs patch. And if anyone got any baby nerfs, like say Soul, they got a mountain of buffs, like his turbocharged bandit revolver to compensate. So yeah, great patch, and that's the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Guilty Gear.